welcome all the way from Christchurch today, a rarity in the New Zealand Musician Office, Adam Hattaway, minus the Haunters.
That's right.
Album coming out very soon, and it's a lovely album. Though actually,
Thank you.
From the first few lines, from the first song onwards, I noticed the lyrics, "Get away from me, I'm your man."
Yeah.
That sounds confusing.
It does.
Can you explain?
I've got some theories about it.
It's not your lyrics?
Well, it is, but I wrote it in my sleep. Well, it was like a song that was happening in my dream, and I woke up and wrote the song properly. So, I guess it's from the subconscious.
What's the story there?
With writing songs in my dreams.
No, "Get away from me, I'm your man."
Well, I can't remember the dream, so I can't really tell you, unfortunately. I think, it sounds like it's got like a dark twist to it. Like maybe he's saying like, I'm not that good, so you probably want to leave.
Yeah, it sounds sort of hulky to me. Not musically, but my brain was instantly like,
is it
monster?
Is it a little confusing? Like you're just like, what?
Yeah.
What do I think? I think that some of the songs are about like singing to like a girl, like, well, you might break up, but that's okay. And like the song, and it's kind of like, as cliche as it sounds, a breakup album in a lot of ways, but it's trying to put a positive spin on it. But that song might be from the guy's perspective, the man the guy who's no good. But there's also parts in the song where it's like he thinks he is good, but then let yourself be free. But to be honest, I didn't even really know what I was writing because I was asleep. I just thought it was a good sounding line.
Well, it got me right into it. I'd listened to it a few times last week, and then today a few times in preparation, and that just stood out to me. I thought, wow, the first line. The first thing I noticed is this.
It is quite a. Yeah. I never thought of it before. It is quite a good opening line, isn't it? Because it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? That's right. Now you're from Christchurch.
Yes.
And I try to do these interviews in a way that people who have no clue who you are might just find out who you are. So maybe we could set you into your own context musically of bands you've been in the past.
Yeah.
Can you maybe introduce yourself like sort of in a sense like what you've done in the past?
Mm-hmm. And talk about people who might be
played with,
who people might have heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I've done my own thing for a while, but I've just decided to go by my own name plus the Haunters because it's only fair. and then I have a band. I'm in a band called World Series, and it's like a 90s indie rock sounding. We got called a Pavement Emulator band, and I don't think the singer Luke was that happy about that, but he also can't really complain. And I love that band, and I played with them for like 4 years. And I'm in a band called The Eastern, which is kind of different again, and they're from Christchurch, and it's like kind of like a country. What would Adam say? It's like country folk roots kind of band. I play with my buddy Al Park, and he had an album that's also kind of a lot of roots kind of music. And Delaney Davidson, a friend of mine, he produced that album, and so I kind of wanted him to produce our album because I thought that one sounded mighty fine.
That's a great CV actually, and I was thinking as you were talking, gosh, who wasn't in the Eastern? Who hasn't been in the Eastern over the years from Christchurch, Littleton? What do you do there? What do you play? In
the Eastern?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just play guitar. I play guitar in that band. It used to be fully acoustic. It was it was just like a string band. And then they got my friend AJ, who's Al's son, on the drums. And I started playing acoustic guitar. But then I was like, I'm way better at electric guitar. And Adam's like, no, it's an acoustic band. And then eventually he realised that, or maybe he just like didn't care anymore. But I started playing electric guitar, and now it's like the full rock band. We might even have some keys in the band soon, because the Eastern is there's always something happening with that band.
Ever changing, that's why I'm asking, because you don't always get the updates until you then see them live. Or you live in that case because you're currently in the band. But it's awesome. Now, your other bands sound quite different. Like World Series sounds nothing like Adam Hattaway and the Haunters. Did you have a concept for this band when you started it?
For the Haunters. I always liked since I was little, loved Bob Dylan and the Stones and Van Morrison and stuff, and I wanted to make an album like that, even though I thought it would be really hard, because it's like this, I don't know, for me that's like the classic songwriting era, and I thought the songs would have to be kind of good, but at first I wanted to make an album more similar to the World Series band, and I wanted to make like a fun indie rock guitar noisy album.
Like and number one.
yeah, and playing, I wanted to make like start off with riffs, and that was the album we did. It's called All That Love, that came out at the end of last year, and I just started with these riffs and jamming and then added stuff later. And I always wanted to for the next album to be like this, but I was like, I don't know if I can do it because I wanted it to sound like the stuff that I liked from like the 60s and 70s, but Delaney produced it and he made it sound as close as you could get to that as far as we go, I think. So
I thought it was quite interesting that the first album under Adam Hattaway only just came out last December.
Oh yeah.
Because recording is so ridiculously expensive in general, and having 2 albums out in what is it, 6-7 months?
Yeah, like 10 months. Yeah, or 9 months. That album didn't cost anything though, because I just did it at my place.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you still got it printed, right?
Yeah, my friend Brian, he has a label called Melted Ice Cream.
Yep.
And
stuff.
Yeah, and so he put that out, and I gave him some money for mixing it, and he sorted all. I don't know, it didn't cost much money because it was just like kind of like a lo-fi album, but this one cost more money.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, because this one was also recorded in Auckland, right?
Yeah.
In Auckland with Joel Mulholland and Delaney Davidson.
Yeah.
At the lab.
Very expensive, guys.
Different city.
Yeah.
Gotta get there. Gotta get everyone there.
Yeah.
Including the producer.
I know.
How, man? Do you have a secret second career as something awfully well paid, or is music just going so well in Christchurch?
I just can't talk about that. I can't tell you about that. No, I just scrape it together. The band, we just get by. We just scrape by, and we actually do a lot of covers gigs back home. Yeah, and I teach a little bit of guitar. So that's, just make it work.
Yeah, I guess you gotta. Still interesting when you see that lots of people from Auckland go to Littleton to record with Ben Edwards.
Yeah.
And you being sort of from that scene and that sort of sound, coming to Auckland to record with Joel Mulholland and Delaney.
Well, I didn't know Joel.
Why Auckland?
Well, I don't actually know, because Delaney wanted to do it, and Elmore, who's in my band, he's like he's an amazing musician, and I'm lucky enough to have him in my band as like one of my best buddies. But he works at the Sitting Room in Littleton, and I don't know anything about recording, even though I kind of recorded my album before. But and which I think sounds pretty good actually. So maybe I do know. But Elmore and Delaney were like, let's go to Auckland, and I was like, I don't know, fine. And that's all. I don't know why, but it does seem strange. But I don't know. It was a timing thing. Everyone's real busy. Maybe the Sitting Room was booked, but they mostly were really keen to come up. Delaney said something like, I remember him just being like, we'll go up there, it's focused, it's like we're here to do this, and we'll just be really focused onto it, and then if we did it in the Sitting Room, we'd just be messing around, and I don't know about that, but like, it worked out, so that, it was just flights, really, the only big difference, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you know Joel Mulholland before?
No, and he's the greatest.
Because he's from Christchurch as well, originally.
I forget who's from where.
He
is?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a question.
No, he is from Christchurch originally.
I believe you.
Thought, there was some sort of connection from.
No, well, he does know lots of people that I know, like, and I forget where people are from, but I didn't know him when he lived there. But yeah, he's the man.
It would have been a while ago too.
Yeah.
In your press release, Delaney actually got quite worked up about the album title. Now, if I was a musician, or more of a musician, I'd probably listen to anything Delaney says, because, he's the man. Who do you listen to without questioning it? Musician-wise,
without questioning it. I don't want to sound arrogant, but not really anyone 100%. I like to get lots of people's opinions, but I respect Delaney's opinion and love what he does. So doing what he wanted to do was important, and trusting him was important. But what was the question again? Sorry. There was something
who you
about...
listen to without questioning.
I guess it's hard to say if I... Without questioning. Yeah, probably question everyone a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah.
But you mentioned during the recording he was trying to do a few Delaney things, you said.
Yeah.
Are you willing to tell the story on camera?
Oh, there's nothing big. It was just that I didn't want him to whistle on it because he whistles on all his albums and I didn't want it to sound too much like one of his albums. But the one time that he did some whistling, it kind of just sounded a little bit like a recorder. So I left it on there.
So listen out for it. What song is that?
I think it's his song that he wrote, so that's kind of fair as well. Controller.
This one. Do you think that both your first album and the second album, the new album, they sound different because one was produced by Delaney and the first one was completely done by you? Or did you have did you purposely change?
It all kind of goes hand in hand because I wanted it to be like the way it is, and I also wanted to get Delaney because I knew he could do it better than we could without him. So it kind of worked out as well as I hoped because of him. But yeah, I wanted it to be that way even before I thought of asking him.
I was thinking it was by pure chance that this morning, before I listened to your album for the first time today, I was listening to Alabama Shakes.
Ah.
And it was so weird. Then it blended in perfectly.
Yeah, they're good.
Did you think about, you told me before what you were aiming for, but it was just blending in so well, and I thought, wow, this sort of bluesy, the southern soul thing is just kind of perfect.
When I first heard them, I thought they sounded like Kings of Leon. Do you get that?
Eh?
A little bit? Like early Kings of Leon.
But I can understand their words. With Kings of Leon, I probably still can barely understand what they're saying.
Yeah, they were cool. Alabama Shakes. We had a soul band, so maybe that's a similar kind of music. And then we had a soul covers band, and this band evolved out of that a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so there's probably that.
So what's next once the album is out?
Well, we just tour. We've got 8 shows around the country, and we'll just keep on going because we're enjoying it. We've got another album probably ready to go, I reckon, about 6 months.
That's so great. And do you think you'll record it in Auckland again with Delaney, or what's the plan for the next one?
I have no idea. It'll be different somehow.
But the songs are there. It's just a matter of...
I would say, well, we've got about 15 songs, but we'll probably get a few more and then choose from them. I don't know exactly what it's going to be like. At the moment, it sounds similar, but a little more country. And and also a little bit more weird stuff like the All That Love album, but a mix. We'll find it. We'll find what it is, but we've got a lot of the material there. So that's one thing to work on in the future.
Cool. If people are a bit curious about you after seeing this video, how can they find out more about you? Send them somewhere.
Just there's Adam Hattaway and the Haunters, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, all that on Spotify, and that's the one.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.
And do check out the album, which should be out sometime about when you see the video.
That's right. Same day. Yep. Cool.
Bye.
Bye.